Hello YouTube. So the first thing I'm going to do to become the best possible version of myself is to increase my sexual market value. Richard Cooper from Entrepreneurs in Cars is talking about this a lot, and he's absolutely right about it. I believe that every motivation that we as humans have are based in sex. So every little tiny decision that we do is all intervened in some kind of way to just end up to us having sex. Let's say you want to get a job and you want to get a car and you want to get a house and all of that. Acquiring all of that is in the baseline just to get sex. In the end of it, like that's what it is. So, and that's what we want, and it's healthy to want that. It's good. It's normal. Increasing the sexual market value. Now, there's quite a few things that you can do to increase that, but and there's some charts to say that you're like a 1 or a 10 or a 7 or a 4. Anyway, those charts and measures are all valid in their way, but I've kind of worked out my own chart because for what I want to do, where I want to get is not just purely to look good and all of that. It's also an economical question because you're not only attractive on your looks, you're attractive in your money and your confidence and your self-worth and how you view yourself and all kinds of stuff, different stuff. So I made a chart with 10 different categories and 10 different secondary categories within those. So, without further ado, I'm just going to read them up. And you can use this as well because it'll calculate out SMV, sexual marketplace value, not only in looks and stuff, but in these categories. So the first one is style. So you have style and you have 10 categories, or you have 10 levels, let's say. So you have 10 categories and each category has 10 levels. So level 1 is the worst and level 10 is the best. So in terms of style, at level 1, you know, it's really bad. That's really bad. It's easy to get up to 3 and 10 is really good, but it's some of these are harder to get to the top, and some of these are easier to get to the top. Now, style should be one of the easier ones. So, at the lowest, you're basically in rags. You have zero style, and under style, I also have hygiene. So you have really poor hygiene, personal hygiene, and your hair is really bad. Like I mean, like at this point, you know, you probably are, if your hair is falling off and you try desperately to leave it on, you know, like my hair is looking, it's actually not looking that bad now actually, but it's not a 10 out of 10, I'll tell you that. But it's, I have thick healthy hair, so that's a big natural plus, you know. And by the way, these measures are kind of designed to help you from your point, like where you are. You're not gonna look like uh, you're not going to look like Alex Costa or Leonardo DiCaprio or any of those guys. You know, like you're not. But it's for your own self improvement. So it's a 10 scale system from where you are and what you can do for yourself. Um, And then at style, at level 2, your clothes aren't in rags, you know, like you're not basically a hobo, but your clothes are ugly. You have zero style. There's zero thought, um, and it's bad color mixes, all of that stuff. At level 3, the clothes are still ugly, but your clothes are whole, you know, like they're not in rags. You have put some more thought into it, like you put some colors and, you know, you try to do it, but you're completely clueless. At number 4, I have I'm just wearing whatever my mom bought for me mindset, you know, like you just don't put any thought into it at all, and you probably just fit it into old style that just makes you look like some kind of upstanding citizen, you know, like an NPC or whatever, just thrown on some randomly generated clothes. But it's okay clothes, you know, like it's not like you're not looking absolutely terrible. At 5, average, whatever's comfortable. So you picked your you picked your own clothes, but they're more practical and comfortable rather than trying to make a statement or whatever. Even though that kind of makes a statement as well, but it doesn't look so good. Now, at number 6, now at this point the clothes are actually starting to fit, so it fits better, t-shirts and pants, but not your entire wardrobe. It's a good beginning, but you're missing style and it's not thought through. At number 7, mostly your clothes are fitting at this point. It's okay. And then at this point, you know, your hygiene is way better. At number 8, it's clothes that fit well, and you made some thought behind it. You still miss style. You have a good haircut, but you haven't thought about some more things. You just went to the hairdresser and said, "Hey, I want this hairstyle," and it looked good on you. So you know, and also you have some idea of style, so how you want to put together stuff. At number 9, the clothes are fitting. It's stylish. It's put together well. Your hair is pretty good, like really good. Very good hygiene, you know, like you practice some more things like skincare or whatever, and you put on some good cologne and whatever. You've found your personal style. Now, we're going to talk about style in a different video. At number 10, clothes that fit. And they fit right. And you have good color matches. And it's colors that match your skin tone. And you put a lot of thought into it. You got yourself a haircut that matches your face shape. It's trendy and modern. It's nice clothes. And you do skincare routines. And you have really good hygiene and all that. You know, so it's the peak, and you put a lot of thought into it. You have your own style, and you really made it your own, and you can experiment a lot, you know, like you put some thought into the fashion. The second one is your body, and at number 1, where it's the worst, you know, you're morbidly obese, you know, like you're really fat. And you're so fat it's causing you health problems, and you have really bad health, you know, like you're sick, your health is so bad that you get sick from it, and you even have like difficulty moving and breathing. At number 2, you're just fat with health problems, you know, like it's not so bad that you almost can't live, but you know, you're fat. At number 3, you're just fat, you know, like it's not causing you any health problems, you can move around fine, but you know, like you're fat. Number 4, you have an extra few pounds. Now, a lot of people are going to fit into this category, you know, like, and a few extra pounds, it's okay, you know, you can move around with it, as long as it's not making you sick, you know, like, preferably, you know, I like fit bodies, you know, like, I want to get fit, and I want to get there. Because now we're moving on to number 5, which is skinny fat. And when you're skinny fat, probably if you're eating really bad, all your fat is going to end up in your arteries, right? So your visceral fat is going to be really high, and that's going to clog up your blood system, and then you're going to get heart attacks and stuff like that. So skinny fat is really bad. But so you're skinny, but you're fat at the same time. At 6, you gotta put on a little muscle, and you lost a little fat, and you know, you're just starting to get more healthy, and at this point your visceral fat is gonna get way less, so that's a really good start. At 7, you're starting to get kind of fit, and you put on some more muscles, but everything is kind of covered in that layer of fat. Now it's about trimming that fat off. And number 8, you got some muscles, and you can kind of see all the muscles, and you can even see a little bit of a six-pack, but it's mostly covered by your belly fat and your love handles. But you know, you're looking really good in clothes, but not just quite beach ready yet. At number 9, really fit, you got a six pack, you have really low fat percentage, and yeah, your six pack and your abs and everything is kind of visual and appealing. It's good looking. You're good looking at 9. And then at number 10, you're super fit. Like you got 8 pack abs, and you got like a fat percentage of 12%, like 10 to 12%. You're strong, you got plenty of muscles, and you're athletic. You know, like you can feel good. Like this is a really good place to be. You're healthy, man. Then we're gonna talk about game. So some different levels of game. A lot of people don't know about game, and the people who do, you know, like it takes a lot of practice when you're bad. It takes a lot of practice. So from point one, you don't have any game, you don't know any techniques, you're just completely oblivious of it, and you don't even try. So you don't even try to talk to girls either. At number two, you don't know about game, and the few times that you try, you get instantly rejected. So there's something you're doing really wrong. At number three, you don't know about game yet, but you kind of have tried to start some conversations, but they just don't go anywhere. At number four, you know about game, but I guess don't want to practice it. Some people say that it's cheesy, and you can start a conversation and have it, but it doesn't go anywhere, and you kind of sabotage for yourself because you don't know the traps and you don't know about game. You don't know about testing, and you don't know about flirting, and you don't know about that stuff, so you're clueless. So you gotta learn game. At 5, you know what game is, but you're bad at it. You can keep a conversation going, but you do not get a lot of numbers. Like, it's very few, so it's in the start phase. Which brings us to 6, which is way better, because at 6 is a good place to be. And a lot of people would start out at 6. They should start out at 6, actually. At number 6, you're trying techniques. You're trying to do it. You're going out there, and you have some discipline to it, too. And it's a try and fail stage. So you're at that, you try and fail, and you do your best, but you're trying and you're doing it, and it will result in some numbers. At number 7, you're still getting mainly rejected, but it's going way better. You're getting some numbers and it's starting to work out, but you're still shaky. You haven't like put in the practice. It's not going naturally. You're not quite there yet. But at number 8, you're using game very well, and you're getting some decent numbers, and yeah, it's starting to work out. Now at number 9, you're pretty confident in game, and you're starting to work out your own things, and you're getting a good amount of numbers, and things are working out. Some same day lace too. Like at number 9, you gotta be at that point. You should be. At number 10 is you can pick up any girl. Like you can just go on the street and say, look at that girl, and go over and talk to her, and get her number, like no problem at all. Like, so at number 10 you can pick up any girl. Now it's getting to some of the more grown up parts, which is economy. And in 10 steps, at number 0 you got 0 money in your bank account. You probably have lots of debt. You have no income, like you're poor, like you're basically homeless, like it's really bad. At number 2, you have no savings, but you're struggling, and you're struggling bad, and you can barely make it, and yeah, but you're not completely homeless and begging on the street. At number 3, paycheck to paycheck. You have debt and you can barely keep your head over water. At number 4, still at paycheck to paycheck, but you'll get that just little boost every now and then, like if you have a little side hustle, or you get a little birthday money, or some Christmas money, or anything, and that'll just help you just get along a little bit. But it's still not a great place to be. At number 5, you have a boring, stable economy. You'll get the money steadily, and you'll be able to pay off all your taxes, and you'll be able to pay off all your bills and your rent and get all that out of the way, and maybe just be able to save just a little bit. At number 6, just a little bit above stable. And at this point, you can spoil yourself a little bit every now and then, like you can go on a vacation, you can buy yourself just a little bit nicer car, or yeah, get into a little bit better apartment or whatever. But it's still not the best place to be. So if I were getting the same money as a level 6, like I would try to reduce my means so I can save up a lot of money. So put all the extra money into savings so I can use that to invest later. But number 7, in this economy, you can go on vacations and you can buy nice things. Those things aren't going to be amazing, super great. You're not going to get the new Tesla or brand new amazing Harley Davidson or sports bike or whatever, but you'll be able to, like buy some nice things. Like you can, if you want a motorcycle, you can buy an old used up one, and you can go to the mechanic and have it fixed, and you don't have to worry that much. Your economy is just good. And number 8, you have good economy, and you can go on some longer vacations and just work just a little bit less. At number 9, you have a lot of money, but you still gotta work or administrate, and that's gonna take up a lot of your time. But you can basically buy what you want and travel where you want. Number 10, economic freedom. So at this point, you don't have to work. If you want to, you can, but you don't have to, because your economy is so good that you have that freedom that you can do and buy whatever you want. Ambition. Something Coops talk about a bit is hanging out with the right people. So you gotta have the right friend group, like you should cut out toxic people, of course, but I'm looking into the ambition of the people that I'm talking with. Some people I talk with, they don't have any ambition. They are just happy where they are, and they don't think further. And I don't know, like, do you want to get anywhere? Like, do you want to own your own company one day? Like, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Nah, I just want to keep working my 9 to 5 and get a paycheck and do that and be happy with it. Fine for you, but yeah, you should find some friends that actually have some ambition to get somewhere. And it's a bit of a struggle for me. But you gotta measure your own ambition first and see where you're at. So, without further ado, here are 1 to 10. So, number 1, you've given up. You've basically given up life, and you've given up your ambitions, and you have nothing. At number 2, you've almost given up, but not quite yet. You're just hanging on to some kind of hope that you're gonna get out of the struggle. At number 3, you're uninspired and not very ambitious. You're comfortable at where you're at, and you don't aspire to get anywhere else. At number 4, you are still comfortable. You have some ideas and a little bit of ambition, but you quickly just put those aside once work gets back to it, and you have to go back to work. At number 5, you have ambitions, but they're not great, they're not defined, and you just work on them just a little bit of your time. At number 6, you have a few small goals, but they're kind of mediocre, and it's not a long-term thing, or they're not high enough, or they're not big enough. At number 7, you're motivated, and you have some small goals that you want to reach. At number 8, you're very motivated, and you have some goals that you want to reach, and they're more defined. At number 9, you're very inspired and motivated. You have some ambition, you have set some goals that are very concrete, and you want to work towards those. At number 10, you're very inspired, and you're very ambitious, and you have some great goals that are very defined, and you know where you want to go, and you know what you want to do with them. So, jobs in 10 steps. So, at number 1, you don't have a job at all. No job and no income, not even welfare, just completely nothing. At number 2, you're a slave at the 9 to 5 grind, and it's the worst paid jobs that you can possibly get. So the lowest salary 9 to 5 jobs. At number 3, you're on welfare. Now, in Norway, from where I'm from, it's a different kind of welfare. We have very good welfare, and this is why I put these in the order that I have, because being unemployed in Norway and having your welfare, you get more money at the end of the month than the people who are grinding the 9 to 5. The people who are on welfare, they sit at the end of the month, they sit with more money than I do. Um, and it's very discouraging, actually. It's very discouraging because it's passive income for them. And if I had that passive income, I could doodle around and do all kinds of stuff. At number 4, you're back at the 9 to 5 job, but it's a bit better paid job. It's more of a 100% position, and it's reliable. And you're barely earning more than the welfare, so it's okay. It's not good because it's hard work, and you don't get paid very well for it. At number 5, just a regular job. Just working some kind of firm, or for some people like carpentry or whatever. It's still some hard work, not the best pay, but it's very secure, and yeah, fulfilling for a lot of people, I guess. At number 6, you're working in a specific field and you're earning well on it. So let's say you're an electrician and you do that electrician business stuff, and you do that, and like electricians get a lot of money, at least in Norway. So that's a good one. At number 7, you're working in a specific field which pays good. So let's say graphic designer or pilot or whatever, and you get well paid. At number 8, you're still working, but you have some passive income streams. They're not very well developed yet, but they're like real estate, renting out, YouTube money, a little side business, whatever. It can be anything. At number 9, you still have your regular job, but you have some of your own projects. You have your side hustles and your own projects, and it's actually making up quite a bit of a deal. So maybe one day you'll be able to stop working for someone else and be able to work for yourself, like starting up your own company or whatever. At number 10, you have your own company, and you have your income streams and passive income. And at this point too, maybe you don't even have to work because everything is rolling by itself. So you can just sit back, relax, and enjoy the incomes. So the next one is self-respect. So at 1, you have zero self-respect. You do not stand up for yourself, and you let people walk all over you. At number 2, you still don't have a lot of self-respect, but you're not that much of a dog as when you're at number 1. At number 3, you have a little bit of self-respect, and you view yourself in kind of a positive light, at some degree at least. But you're not sticking up for yourself yet. Like you still let people walk all over you. At number 4, a bit more self-respect, but still not a lot. You rather stay quiet rather than speaking up and standing up for yourself. At number 5, very mundane. You don't really stick up for yourself yet, but you're getting there. And you feel very discomfortable when you're not respected, but you'd rather stay quiet than to speak up for yourself. But it's just some things that you can't tolerate. At number 6, you respect yourself a little bit and you try to stand up for yourself. Like you will speak up, but if someone speaks back, you won't really get into the argument and you won't fight. At number 7, you respect yourself even more, and you will say when things are not okay, but you will back out of the argument sooner or later because you won't stand for it. At number 8, you do respect yourself and you do stand up for yourself, and you don't back down so easily, but you let things go too easily sometimes and don't fight all the way through. At number 9, you really start to respect yourself and you won't back down from the argument, and you will speak up when you're not treated right. And you have started to put yourself first. At number 10, you fully respect yourself and you do not allow anyone to walk over you in any way. You speak up for yourself, and at this point, you speak up for people who are weaker too. Social status at number one. Nobody likes you. No, 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 no. Like you done real bad, and people despise you, and you're being ostracized from society, basically. Like nobody wants anything to do with you. It's really hard to get this position, but it's the lowest one. So at number two, you're just generally disliked. Nobody really likes you, but there's no reason to ostracize you from the society. So number three, useful idiot. So you're gullible and let people take advantage of you, and then don't respect you in that manner because okay. Number four, which is good dog. Yeah, no. Everybody loves a dog, but you know nobody really respect a dog like hold a dog to the same account as a human does. Like so, oh, you're a good boy, yeah, and thanks for doing this and that. And you know, people might like you, people might dislike you. You know, like you're kind of hairy and smelly as well. So you know, good dog. Number five, average. Nobody really pays attention to you. Nobody really cares what you say, but you're kind of at number six. You're the good friend. People like you, and what you say is valid, but you know, like it's not going to be the first to be prioritized. You're not the first one to be prioritized. Number seven, people genuinely likes you. People listen to what you say, and it's very valid, but it's not the first on the list. You're not the first on the list. Number eight, you're a social butterfly. You have a good relationship with most people, and what you say is heard and very valid. But you're not part of the decision-making team. And number nine, life of the party. You know, you're super social and you have a lot of friends, and what you say is absolutely valid and taken into great consideration. But you don't have the final decision. Though people will do as you say, though, and you have some degree of authority. And number 10, everybody loves you. You're the boss, you're the alpha, you're on the top of the pyramid, the king. Living situations. At the bottom, level 1, homeless. You're on the street, you're a hobo. At number 2, you live at home. At number 3, you're living in a government-funded apartment. At number 4, you live home, but it's a really cool place. Your parents have a really cool place, and it's luxury. It's luxury. And number 5, you live with other people in a small apartment and sharing rent, and yeah, it's kind of messy, almost like a student apartment. And yeah, it's not a awesome place, but at least you're out and you're renting, and it's an okay place. At number 6, you're renting for yourself, and you get some more ownership to your place. Though it's a small place, it's not the greatest place, but at least it's yours, and that's better than sharing. Number 7, you're renting a pretty cool place. Like, so you're renting a cool place for yourself, and it's awesome. Number 8, you own a place, but you have debt. You had to take a loan to buy the place, and now you have to pay the you have to pay the bank to live where you live. At number 9, you own a place and you don't have debt. It's yours. It's yours, and it's awesome. At number 10, you own, without debt, a mansion or a penthouse apartment or some really awesome place. You know, it's yours, and you can happily just enjoy it. Confidence. So confidence level 1 is that you don't have any confidence. You don't believe in yourself at all. At number 2, you're insecure, you're shy, and you're not social. Number 3, you're not social, and you have to build yourself up before you can go and talk to some people. You have to build up your courage before you can talk to people. At number 4, you're not very social, but you try and speak to people, and you do speak to people, but you don't really believe in yourself, and you don't really believe what you're saying. So you're gonna have a hard time convincing people. Number 5, moderate. You only speak to people when you have to, and your confidence isn't that great. It's kind of average. And number 6, you're starting to get a little bit of aura around yourself and a bit more confidence, and you try to speak to people and you're happy about it, and things are going a bit better. At number 7, you kind of get the trial and error stage, and you're trying to be social, and you have a pretty good confidence actually, but It's not at the top and you don't want to take any risks and stuff like that. Everything that is safe is awesome. At number 8, you started to take a little bit more risks and you're way more social and you just started to trust yourself a bit more. So at number 9, you're way more confident and you're very social and everything comes way more natural to you. At number 10, you have a fantastic aura around you and you're just super confident and you're walking around with a smile and you're happy and super social and you take risks all the time and you completely trust in yourself 100%. So that was the list. So what you can do now is that you can go through the list and for each category pick out the level that you feel you're at. Then you take all those numbers and you put them together and then you divide it on 10, which will show you where you're at on the scales. Somewhere you'll score high, somewhere you'll score really low. Like for example, in the living situation, it's really hard to do something about. Sometimes the work situation is really hard to do something about, and of course the economic situation will be very difficult for people. But something that's easy to do is actually working out and getting the body fit and getting your style on point. Some of those are easy to level up in, and that will put you higher up. But it's just to make an overall attractiveness measure. Probably the easiest thing to start working on is your ambition. You know, your ambition is actually very attractive. What Richard Cooper said, and this is more to you young men, is your ambition. Because a young man with a plan is way attractive to a woman than an old man with a plan who hasn't really accomplished much. Like he's gonna have a harder time. But if you're young, work on your ambition, because if you have passion for something, people can see that, and that's attractive. Work on your ambition and put time and effort into the ambition, and be ambitious to be the best possible version of yourself. So I made a calculation on where I am at on the scale, and it turned out it was a 5.6. So I still got a lot of way to go, but as my goal is to become the best possible version of myself in 1 year, I'm going to aim at getting all of those up to 7. So I want to level up to a 7. I think that's doable, and yeah. Thanks for watching this video.